Hello! And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second episode of The Dropship. Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to start off today's show with our character development segment. Every week, the Game Master is going to award experience points based on how well the party did and each character did. And we will then spend that at the beginning of the next week's episode so that you can track and progress our characters' progression as we go. So, Game Master Corey, how much XP did we get last week?
I think you all did very well.
Even me?
Even you! I know you were kind of a victim last week, but
to give us kind of a relative idea of what is a lot, what is a little XP, for a game session, just so when you tell us, people have a general idea of...
a lot would be like 15, a little would be 5. Today I'll be granting 10.
Oh, right in the middle.
10.
Gotcha. 10 experience points, okay.
Susie too?
Yeah, Susie gets 15.
5UZ4 gets 15?
Wow.
Extra
What's
XP.
it like to be God's favorite?
She did undergo she got a new metallic coating.
She got a paint job?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, hopefully everyone can see her a little bit better this week. Alright, so we're going to start with Thorn. And Thorn is going to spend his 10 experience points and explain what he's spending them on and why. And do it slowly because I have to fill out my character sheet. Take us away, Thorn.
It's fine.
Me, no. So the experience points, we can either elaborate on the skills that we already have or choose something new, or we can go from our handy-dandy skill tree that we have, which teaches us things about our person and our speciality.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. So I'm going to choose, since how my first levels here cost 5, I can have 2. My first skill is called Forager, and I can remove up to 2. This is a black and white copy, so I have to make sure it's the right color dice. Yep, 2 black dice for survival, find food and water checks, things like that. And survival takes half the time. And then Stalker, which is great.
That sounds lovely.
I can add a blue dice.
Be a better stalker.
Be a better stalker. This should be a creeper. Add a blue dice per rank of Stalker, so I can get Stalker multiple times to be the best I can. It's a blue die for all stealth and coordination checks. So I have multiple blue dice. So when that comes up in the future, that'd be good. So that is what I'm doing with mine.
Nice.
I leaned too far forward. There.
It's okay.
You're good. I'm leaning really forward right now too. So.
All right, I will go next, I guess. I'm going to use my 10 points on 2 fiver things. The first one I have is Quick Draw. This camera? This one? Okay. I'll look at that one. And it's once per round on the character's turn, which is me. He or she may draw or holster an easily accessible weapon as an incidental, not a maneuver. This talent also reduces the amount of time to draw or stow a weapon that usually requires more than 1 maneuver to properly prepare or stow by 1 maneuver. So kind of like a whatcha, quick draw McGraw, if you will. And then the next one I'm going to get is Rapid Reaction. And that is the character may suffer a number of strain to add an equal number of kablam, which is these dice, the blue, that one.
The advantage, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you could spend strength.
I was like, wait, kablam's a mechanic?
That's cool.
Yeah, to any vigilance or cool check to determine initiative order. The number may not exceed his rank in Rapid Reaction. So those are what I'm going to be spending mine on.
Nice.
And that's me.
Alright. That's me now?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well,
Does it say their point value on the cards?
It does.
Nice. Yeah, so here's a little promotion. The specialization decks, right? You can find them on eBay and stuff. I don't think they're in print anymore, but they're very handy.
So the two things that I want are more than... Can we save our points too?
Absolutely.
All right, then the only thing that I'm going to spend half of my points on is Street Smarts. And that's 5 points for passive rank to remove per street smarts from any streetwise or knowledge underworld. It checks the character's attempts.
Nice.
That is the one thing that I feel like she's learned since she's been out and about.
Yes.
And we're going to have to save them eventually, because some of this stuff's worth 20, 25 points.
Yeah. It says Street Smarts on the card, but Streetwise on the sheet.
Yeah, you can just substitute. I think that might be a misprinted character sheet there.
Are you looking on your skills or at the tree?
Oh no, yeah,
Oh.
that's on the other sheet. Right?
What other sheet?
Isn't there a third part that has the skills?
I printed mine, but I don't think it was standard.
I only have the 2 sheets.
I'll just keep the card then.
Okay.
Okay, my go now?
Yes.
All right, Niles Chesterton is going to be spending his 10 points on 2 skills for Politico. Niles is a colonist Politico specialization. I didn't have any actual skills before, so I'm excited to get these. I spent all my points on character, whatever these are, the specializations or whatever. I didn't get any of those. I just got skills on here and characteristic points. Spent all on that, so I just waited until so now I'm going to get 2. One of them, let's see here, is plausible deniability. Remove 1 black die, or what is that, the challenge die? Is that what it's called, the black die?
I think so. It is called setback.
The setback. So remove a setback die per rank of plausible deniability from all coercion and deception checks the character attempts. Niles deceptively placed a bug at the workstation of one of the children's parents, so I feel like that is in line there.
You know, as teachers do.
He used a lot of plausible deniability to get into that whole situation. So, and the next skill we're going to use, which is 5 points, so 2 5-point skills, is kill with kindness. And this is a passive ranked skill. Remove 1 setback die per rank of kill with kindness from all charm and leadership checks the character attempts. Niles was very charming with the children last episode, and he has thus gotten better at killing people with kindness.
It's going to work real well when we go later.
Now, are we're supposed to write down any extras on our sheet, right? Okay. I just realized I had 5.
If you need anything printed out, we do have a printer here. I can do it anytime, now or after. So.
Later.
Okay.
All right.
I believe now that is it for our character development portion. So Game Master Corey is going to give us a quick recap of the events of last week, and then we're going to move into gameplay. So Game Master Corey, please take us away.
I would love to. All right. We find ourselves trapped on the moon world of Eidos 3. It is being dominated by a warlord known as Admiral Admiral Sabi. The Imperial Remnants have imprisoned the citizens and are now abducting them and forcing them to work. We opened up with Thorn, a stranded bounty hunter. He'd left his ship to look for work and supplies near the closest settlement, but found himself an escaped slave. She was desperate, terrified, and ran as far as she could away from this individual who frightened her. Unfortunately for her, back towards his very ship.
And she ate my bread.
Mm.
I was saving that bread.
Thorn tracked her back to his ship, found her, and after a slight confrontational discussion, they come to an understanding. She needed help, and you felt obliged to help her.
Yeah, she tugged on my heartstrings.
Yes. And after explaining her situation, she revealed that a slave named Ahsoka freed her, helped free her, by sacrificing herself. She still might be alive, captured, her whereabouts not known. Thorn agrees to help her, and they make way to the settlement B, where the settlement B is the name of the settlement, where Ahsoka was last seen. They make their way to the settlement by themselves. They bought themselves a rented speeder. Yes,
Rented speeder bikes.
rented speeder bikes. Yes,
As speeders and rations.
Yes, speeders and rations.
Very popular place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well-known chain.
Well-known chain.
Started out as a mom and pop.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
big group.
They made their way to settlement B, where Thorn was able to purchase some replacement parts, at least agree on agreement with a Twi'lek named Toa. Yeah. She was given a list of parts to sell by Carmen, yes.
Yeah.
And Carmen was very happy. You had yourself a celebration and found someplace to stay that night.
Mm-hmm.
And
Regretted that.
may have made a mistake.
Ooh.
She woke up the next morning imprisoned. Tiona, you were recognized by a friend, fortunately. Millie, who was a...
I forgot.
Yep.
Here we go again.
Yeah, Millie. The naming scheme continued. Oh, she was so happy to see you still alive after everything, and she told you that she was freed by a nice man named Victor, and they agreed to take both of you in for the night, and you had a very well-deserved rest. Lucky. Meanwhile, that day, Niles had class as usual. But Billy...
Yeah.
Wait, was it Tilly?
There was a Tilly.
There was a Tilly.
Billy and
Billy and Tilly.
Wait.
They were twins.
So Tilly
No.
was the good student, right?
Tilly's the good student.
Tilly's the good student, and Billy is the student with the troublesome father.
Yes.
Roger.
No, Billy.
Billy has the troublesome father.
I gotta cut out my Marine speak.
I'm just joking, you're fine.
Yeah.
I have Marine Corps jargon that Niles would not use. Bad role playing.
All good. So, Billy reveals to you that he is troubled. His father has been going out late at night. He comes back worried, and he questions whether his father is a good... Is my dad a good guy? Or is he a bad guy? And You talked to him. You had a consoling conversation with him. Niles had a consoling conversation with him. And then he also had a conversation with Tilly, who had some more interesting information for you about his father, Yanin, who had
He's a
scientific
metal
research.
scientist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a metallurgist working with carbonite. And you arranged a parent-teacher conference that night to discuss advancing as a student into some more prestigious academic pursuits.
Indeed.
AKA extra homework. You slipped a bug. Now slip the bug to the console. And you await the information. You hired a private hand that night to stalk Billy's father.
Nichols.
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 With the toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nichols. He'll do just about anything for credits.
When you put it that way.
Me and Nichols
He
can do business.
was very efficient and got you information that night. Billy's father is sneaking into houses with a group of 4 other individuals and abducting people and going off in land speeders in the night towards Settlement B. The next morning.
We also found out, I just remembered this, that we were meeting that, the real annoying guy.
Oh, yeah,
Jakara.
yeah. Jakara. Yep.
The
We
real
we
annoying
we were meeting him at the head of the city so we can go to the slaughterhouse.
And then I had a question about the Destiny
Yeah.
points. Do those carry over to this week? Are we still
Nope, we roll a whole new...
Okay, we're not stacked against 7.
Nope.
Okay. I thought that was like a
I'm not
persistent
that
mechanic.
evil. No. It specifically says that we roll it at the beginning of every session. So
Okay.
this is what we'll do.
So don't be afraid to
To
use
kick
those
everything
then.
off.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I used one last time, so I'd bring my backpack.
Yeah.
And I had to.
I felt like I got my
Change clothes.
my most useful thing accomplished when I did that.
Yeah.
The bug.
Are we all rolling right now?
Let's roll.
With the white one?
Yes.
Ooh, that's 2 white. I got a dark.
1 dark.
Same.
Let's stack them up.
Good job,
I contribute.
Christine.
1 dark. Christine contributes 2 white.
Oh, well, even
Oh,
more
even
there.
up here.
That's a little better than
Better
last
than
time.
last week.
3 and 3.
Woohoo. Perfect.
Niles.
Yeah, get those just right.
Yes. Balance. Yes. Balance.
Yes.
Balance. Forces balance right now. As Niles is a teacher, he's the first to wake. And he gets a correspondence from Miss Joy. Hi.
5UZ4.
Yes. She's laying down.
Oh.
Well, I gotta get my comm link out.
Yeah.
Come here, 5UZ4. Hello, 5UZ4. What is it?
Hello. The terminal has several different projects that are being developed. 1. Synthetic Beskar, Durasteel, and Carbonite under low temp and high pressure. 4 new facilities, lab and slave encampment. 5. New security battle droid designs, 6. Standard operating procedures for lab technicians. 7. List of staff members.
Does that conclude your list?
Yes, that is all.
Very good, Susie. Thank you for such a very thorough report. Please go ahead and make a printout of that.
Will do. Thank you.
That's a very good droid.
Beep boop. Wait, more correspondence.
Wow. What do you got there for me, Susie?
There has been correspondence with the Major that runs the slave encampment and has been purchasing them on a regular basis.
Oh, very good. Thank you so much. That is such a good droid.
Alistair is his name.
Alistair, huh?
Yeah,
Very interesting. Maybe you should go consume some oil to help with that hiccup.
good idea.
Good droid. All right, that is a lot of information for Niles to process, so he is going to try to take a few quick notes. Please give me that information. Okay.
And anything that we want to compound on, is it later or now?
As far as like where we would like the timeline to be, kind of thing.
You have access to that information. Susie uploads that to your terminal.
Right. It's just I have a bad short-term memory,
Yes.
so I want to obviously exploit that information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't thought of a way to do that yet.
Okay.
So I figure that my character Niles would, like, the same thing I would do in real life if I had just got a whole bunch of great information and I was busy. I would glance at it, try to make any mental notes, and then I would get back to it later, kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Niles is going to be very happy about all of this information that he just got, and going to make a mental note to come back to it once he's on his break in the teacher lounge.
Nice.
So maybe a couple of hours into the school day.
Excellent. All right, and then with that, I assume you go about your morning routine and then go
Yes.
to campus, start teaching.
Yes, we will do that.
Yes. In the meantime, Tiana and Thorn, you awake to the smell of breakfast. Oh, nice. There is an assortment of food. Victor, fantastic cook, loves cooking,
The guy.
and he loves hosting. He's a tall, bald man. Looks like Mr. Clean.
Nice.
If, sorry, out of reference.
I'm sure they get Mr. Clean.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Mr. Clean.
They can Google it.
Admiral
Yeah. Admiral Clean.
Yeah, Admiral Clean.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna eat some breakfast.
Help yourselves. You're
Thank-
welcome to it.
Thank you, Victor.
I
Oh,
love to cook and host. If there's anything I can do for you to help you on your way, or to help you with your mission, Millie has told me so much about you two, about you in particular.
Then Millie also told you why I want to go back. I want to get Ahsoka.
Yes,
She knew Ahsoka too.
I can't do much in the way of helping you with freeing her, but I can at least give you a hearty breakfast and a pack full.
We're gonna need to get out of here too.
Oh, that's why breakfast is already ready for you.
Do you? No, I mean, thank you. Thank you for the breakfast. What I mean to say is, once we get Osaka, provided we don't die a horrible death, we're gonna need to get out of here. I need to make 500 credits in order to get the parts for my ship. Do you know of a way I can make that? Or where I can collect that?
I don't have that kind of credits on hand, but
Well, I'd never, I don't want to ask you for them because you just made us this breakfast. That's great. I didn't, maybe you got some information.
But Millie comes up behind him and up to you, Tiona, and says, "But you can take this." And she hands you 50 credits.
But,
Just take it. Don't.
oh,
It's yours. You need it more than I do.
are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, honey.
The breakfast is so good.
Yes, it's fruit. It's like a porridge. It is,
Get some protein.
yeah, you get some protein, nuts, all sorts of legumes.
I'll eat,
The word of the day.
Legumes.
thank you. I'll eat my fill and then, whatever won't kind of like leak.
Yes,
I'll take some in my,
there's some
in my
like
bag.
hearty. He's got some hearty bread and jerky
Oh,
for you.
bread. Oh, I had bread once.
It was very filling. Thank you.
Is it bread and jerky?
Yes,
All right.
jerked something.
Jerk something. All
Yeah.
right.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
All right.
And I will also fill my pack for a couple of days worth, and
Yeah,
maybe some.
You're welcome to any
Hey
fruit
guys,
as
welcome
well.
to the stream. It's Lucia.
I'm sorry.
I'm a Twitch
Oh my.
ambassador.
Use. All right. I'm sorry. Ugh.
That's okay. That was just Millie's TV.
Yeah,
Ah.
Just had her TV on.
Trying to get chat set up. Anyway, keep going. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, it is so good.
All right. So,
I'm not sure how to. One would make that.
that's
I'm
all right.
sorry if I can't.
I understand that I'm probably just gonna have to sell the speeder bikes. I get it. That's fine.
There used to be a reclaim shop, scrap shop in town, but it moved. They moved out. Or reclaim shop. Scrap.
Shut.
It's just echoey in here. It's fine.
No, it's. I have to turn my phone audio off.
Echoey in here.
No, it's. I have to turn my phone. Stop it. Okay.
The perpetual hell.
The whole. It's like when you look into the mirror and it, you see 1,000 images of yourself over and over again. All right, that's over.
So, reclaim shop.
Yeah.
You don't know where it is.
No, he packed up or he left. I don't know. We haven't seen him in a while.
Okay. Well, we're still gonna need the bikes right now anyway because we're gonna have to go to the slaughterhouse and make it back.
Oh, but they moved. They are no longer at the slaughterhouse.
Right. I remember
That's
something-
right.
I remember something about it.
Yeah, Millie
It was a long
informed
night's
you
sleep. It's a little fuzzy.
the night before that all the slaves have been taken to a new encampment
That's right.
with
I know.
shields and guards.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess,
Unfortunately, all she has is bad news and food for you.
well, there's food. So I guess we're gonna have to. As soon as you're ready, we'll go meet our stormtrooper friend.
I have nothing to carry except my pack. So. Millie, are you sure there isn't anything else we can do for you?
No, just the best of luck. Tiona, I just hope the best for you. Tell Ahsoka I said hi when you see her. You'll find her. I know it. And with that, she gives you a giant hug. And yes, oh, very nice. And with that,
We're off to meeting Jakara.
Jakara Krim. That's not how he sounds. So Jakara is waiting out front, or at least you assume it is. It's a human, not in a stormtrooper outfit. Kind of in a what would be underneath the stormtrooper outfit and like
His
a
underwear?
jacket and a
Alright.
pant. Yeah. No.
Long johns?
Just underwear and the helmet.
We call them warming layers in the Marine Corps. Yeah, we used very straightforward descriptive things.
Excellent.
Like a pen was an ink stick.
Ah,
Yeah, not a pen.
Very nice.
love it.
So we'll approach him cautiously, just to make sure.
Hey, buddy.
Hey there.
Yeah. Thorn, right?
Yeah.
Tiana.
You look.
I know,
different.
Jakar. Yeah, I don't have the helmet. It's okay. It's me. Yeah. I'm here to help.
All right. So, what are we gonna do? What's your idea? How are you gonna help us?
Well, I think every shield system has a weakness, right?
Sure.
It's got to have something, some way to penetrate. Gotta get past it some way. So, the weakness of the shield of Slave Encampment, of the Slave Encampment, would be its control, the control housing. And that is going to be located inside their security terminal. Sorry. So there's a piece of hardware inside a room with people pushing buttons on terminals.
Sure.
Yeah. We're going to need to break into that, and we can disable the shields from there.
Heavily guarded this piece of machinery.
Yes.
The hell kind of answers that?
We can. I believe in us. I believe you. You can kick their ass.
Right.
They're. Yes.
Guys, just an oodle of information today. All right. So,
I got this
how far?
to help us. He pulls out
You
a
got
blaster, and this one to back it up.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you think?
Is there a place where I can sneak in underground, or better still, underwater?
Well, there's wells. We might be able to find some way through the caves and up and through the wells. That brings us out into the middle of the encampment somewhere. And we'd have to navigate through that.
Do you know where they're keeping the prisoners as a proximity to the middle of the encampment?
Yeah, they would be on there's 3 bunkers, 3 barrackses. They are housed on the west and south perimeters of the shield.
Okay. Well, that might be the way to go. So, but we still have to drop the shield in order to get in there, right?
Yeah. Well, at least to get out.
Right. We don't want to go back in. Yeah, that's not going to end up well. So maybe we park the bikes a couple miles away from the shield.
Hoof it.
Hoof it so we can keep out of radar.
Yeah. I think that sounds good with you.
Yeah, that's fine. The only other suggestion I had, which was how Ahsoka and I were able to get so far, is that we can breathe underwater.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bit of a problem for me. Gills never came in quite right.
Oh, that's good. He has a good laugh.
All right. So I think we're off. I
Yeah.
think we're ready to go.
So, 2 speeder bikes going off.
You'll probably, well, she'll probably ride with me.
And then, so you're riding on the land speeder bikes.
Yes.
No, land speeders, speeder bikes. That's what they are. And you hear a familiar sound of a blaster once you get a couple miles outside of town. Boom! And
Oh man.
Doing.
the front bike gets struck and it starts losing altitude.
Whose bike is it?
It is Jakar.
Crap. All right.
And then you
This
hear a
is
second
not-
blaster fire.
Oh no.
This time I'll roll for it. And then
So just to reiterate for those of you that are listening, you spent a dark side point
yes.
to auto hit the
Yes.
bike with a blaster shot.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you spend the dark side point, doesn't that give us more white side points
Right.
to use later?
Did I do it the wrong way? I did.
Good
I'm
catch.
cheating.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yep.
Way to keep
Good
them
job.
papers open.
Yeah.
Way to do it.
So we're gonna take what is
Sounded like a lot.
You did.
it was there's a lot of bad dice in here too,
Oh no.
but I rolled more goods than bads, I think.
Good for who?
Yeah, exactly.
Good for him and good for me.
Give us the breakdown on what's
So the spider bike takes another shot. Your speeder bike this time. And this I need you to make a athletics.
Let's say like a reflex save for half. Is that what we're doing? But
Something
only
like that. Athletics.
Athletics. So athletics is
Brawn.
brawn.
Agility or brawn?
Yep. You're gonna get 2 green dice and make it
Oh, athletics.
difficult. We're gonna do an average roll, so 2 purple dice added to it as well.
Okay, so my brawn is 5.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's where I spent my points.
Wow. 5.
That's where I spent. I did the max.
Hell
That's
yeah.
why I had to take an extra application.
I looked at how much it would cost to do something. You basically have to like spend almost all your points to
Yeah.
get it up to 5, don't you?
Yep.
Let's
Sure do.
just say that he's not shooting blasters.
Yes. So then that would be. Help me out.
Oh, so you have 5?
Yeah.
And then how many athletics do you have?
I don't have any.
You didn't put any points in athletics?
No.
Then you have 5 green dice.
Okay.
I can give you some
Wow.
more
I
dice.
got some more here.
Okay. And then you're going to need 2 purple dice. And then you're going to roll all those.
5 green, 2 purple.
Oh, there's a couple successes. I think you win. Because you've got...
This negates.
No, these 2 negate.
Oh,
and
then
this is a good... The extra... The,
Okay.
What do they call that?
the
I've got
Advantage. That
2,
can't get
4,
canceled out by
6, 7 successes and 1 disadvantage.
You, Thorn, the speeder bike is going down, and you tumble off from it, but and manage to land on your feet.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
Like a cat.
It's like a cat.
Thorn the
I
cat.
tuck and rumble.
yep. You tuck and roll, but you don't take any physical wounds or strain. So
Can
you're
I
safe?
can I get back behind the bike for cover?
Yes. Let's do initiative.
All right. So
The first
I tried to fight last week and it didn't work out, but now
I'm sorry. I just.
So as our first combat,
Yes.
We are first determining initiative order, right?
Yes. So we roll cool. Oh no.
It's cool or something else.
Right.
And it's depending on how the combat came
I
about.
initiated the
isn't it?
combat. Yeah.
So then, I believe it is a coolness check on the part of the players if you initiated.
Yes. I was
And-
right. It is cool. What's the other one? If you guys are
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Vigilance. Yeah, that's what it was.
So you take your cool roll.
All right. Which is just
Your
my regular.
presence.
Yeah. Any? Do we add any negative to that, or is it just a straight cool roll?
We're just gonna do a straight cool roll.
Straight cool.
Straight cool, man. You want to know what I got?
I do.
3 successes and a advantage.
So that's 3 and 1. And I. Okay.
2 success, 2 advantage.
2 and 2. And I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna have all of the. No, I'll give him a separate one as well. So 2 successes. He'll go last. Okay.
While I'm trying to keep my cool, can I see if Chikara's moving?
Yep, he did not fare as well. When his bike went down, he took a nasty tumble, but he's kind of brushing himself off.
Okay.
And he's like kind of trying to get his bearings. So we have the way that initiative works is we compile our successes and our triumphs. No, successes and advantages. And the players share their initiative. They can decide who goes first or second or third
Oh.
in the players' slots. So if it's an advantage for somebody to go before another player, they can arrange that very easily. I roll a roll for the enemies and a separate roll for any NPCs. So in this case, we've got the DM slot has 2 successes, 1 advantage. The player slots have 1 success or 1 advantage, 3 successes, and then 2 advantage, 2 successes. Advantages are weighed more heavily than successes. So the 2 and 2 slot is first, and then the 1 and 3, and then the 1 and 2, and then the 2.
But I can also give my advantage
Yes, you can.
to him.
So you can decide who will go first.
I do not
And
have
let me give.
blaster.
Yes.
I can't do anything besides hide.
Before
You can hide first.
I can hide first.
Before we decide, can
Yeah.
you get a
Let me paint a picture for
paint
you.
a picture for
Let
me?
me paint a
Sure.
picture for
Thank
you. Let me paint a picture for you.
I got this little token here.
There is it's the dim light of the Eidos 3 morning hours, probably equivalent to 10 a.m. Coruscant Standard Time, but because it's Eidos 3, the low light, it's still dim. But this is about as bright as it's going to get all day, which makes it difficult to see into the dense foliage, especially since it's black and purple. But
Right.
you can kind of, especially you, Thorn, have a warrior's instinct, and you know the general direction that those blasts came from.
Okay.
You even have that instinct, the predator-prey instinct that all animals have, and even you kind of have a general idea of what direction those came from. Although you can't ID them, you have an idea.
With-
You are in the middle of the road, off to the side.
Okay.
Can't ID the people?
You can kind of see a couple shadows lurking, darting between the foliage.
About how far?
They are at long range from you. Long range would be like 50 yards-ish.
Yeah, long range. Yeah. Okay. I know. My thoughts exactly. All right. So what do you want to do?
Think of you. Kind of distance. Let's do a little distance tracker here. We have little tokens here that we will use to represent everybody.
I don't know where my token
I
is.
don't know where mine is either.
Oh,
Yours
that's
is there.
yours.
Here's one. I don't know if this is anyone, but they can use it.
I don't know where mine
Let's
is.
just use this.
That
I don't
one
know
for
if
me.
we have a 5UZ4 token either, but
Mm-mm. I got a couple droid.
You can use the data cube as a token.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So we're at long range from there, then medium range, then short range, and then engaged
Gotcha.
would be the way to do that. We have a number of trees over here. They're coming at you from back. The road would be diagonal this way.
Okay. Okay. Any other cover between us and them?
Just the foliage and your speeder bikes.
Well, we're back behind the speeder bikes
He
right
would
now.
be actually behind because he got shot first.
Right.
Is he standing? Because if he's not, I will go and bring him to safety towards the rest of us.
He's kind of stumbling to get to his feet, but he's getting to his feet.
Okay.
That's why he's going last.
Yeah.
You-
I'm going to go run to help him, bring him to
All right.
the
So
rest
she's
of us.
she's gonna go first.
You move up there. Yeah. You know what? You drag him back. Yeah, let's get back to cover. He follows you back there, and he pulls out the blaster and hands it to you, grip first.
Okay.
You know how to use this, right?
No.
You point this end that way,
Okay.
and then this thing, you pull that when you're pointing that way. You can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
try. Wait.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get closer because everything I have is short range or melee.
Mm-hmm.
Even the blaster that I really hate.
Oh, the good one. Sorry.
So where does the foliage line start then? At one short range, medium range. What?
It goes diagonally.
Yeah.
We'll all
Oh, there you go.
steal your pencil here. We'll have better maps later.
That's the foliage line.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make a break for the foliage line. I'm gonna look at Jakara and
Yeah.
say, "You go this way. I'll go this way around the speeder bike."
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you move over here, and then are you moving through the foliage as you're kind of coming?
Yeah.
Are you gonna make a beeline for them, or are you gonna try and make it like a swooping action?
I'm gonna make a swooping action. I'm not gonna
Swooping.
beeline because I don't like holes in my.
So you were at long, moved up to medium range, right?
Okay.
And then from medium, you are now at short.
Okay.
One more move would get you in engaged range, and then you know what to do from there.
Yes. All right. So
Don't. I think that you spend strain to do extra actions as well, or
yeah, if you take an extra strain, you can move from one to like the next distance.
yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that's a good
I'm just
idea.
trying to remember what kind of stuff was possible. If you want to do that,
I am. I'm going to take a point of strain so I can get within sword distance.
Nice.
he is there.
Close the gap.
He's a beefy boy.
Tiona and Jakar are left kind of jaw dropped as Thorn stealthily but hastefully and aggressively rushes across the road and then through the foliage where he disappears.
I want it noted that if you made me roll, I had my stalker card ready because I can add a blue dice for my stalker roll for stealth checks.
Because you're such a good stalker.
Oh, yes.
The best stalker.
But
Do you want to be?
It wouldn't be a stealth check
Your
because
friendly neighborhood stalker.
they're watching me come. So here I come. It's not going to be stealthy.
Nope. Okay.
I'm gonna be a bat out of hell. I mean, in order to run that fast.
Yes.
So that was my movement. Now, you still get an action?
Wait, what is it? It's one action is a move action, and then you can take a second action to do.
And to get close. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you've got you exhausted.
Yeah.
To get there.
Yeah.
So you're there.
I'm there. Great.
Okay. Then we have
This
them.
worked out well.
They don't like that you ran up on there. They are a
Really?
pair. Yeah, they got blasters. You came up upon a human. You can clearly see. And they're a bald human.
Victor?
Nope. This one's small and skinny.
Oh.
He's a wiry. And this is a what's the reptile race again?
Transition.
Yes. Transition. Transition.
That's that cough again. Man. The week-long cough.
Yep. They fire.
Really?
This one's gonna back off. I want to get out of here. He takes a step back. And then he's gonna try and fire at you. At short range.
Good luck, fella.
Oh, no. He has a knife.
A knife!
A knife!
No!
How quaint.
Hello.
Droid problem?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Droid problems.
He's okay.
Oh, shoot, I
Ma'am?
grabbed the wrong.
Ma'am?
Oh, blasters.
Blaster. Hard power.
Oh, not good. He's really set off by your size and ferocity, and he's quite intimidated, and he struggles to pull his knife out and swings it around badly, and he kind of trips back, and now he's fallen prone.
Nice.
I rolled really bad.
That's what happens.
Owie.
That was the human?
That was the human.
That was Baldy?
Yeah, that was Baldy.
Hello, Baldy.
But we'll try and shoot at you. Actually, no. He'll go over to closer to the woods and take a long shot at Tiana. Good luck. You will take 2 wounds from a blaster fire. It hits you, grazes you over the shoulder.
Do you have any
Soak? Is there any soak?
Does you soak?
No soak?
Oh no!
All right, well then you're dead.
You
You
just
two.
take that.
You're not very porous.
You're also. You've never been hit with a blaster. You haven't been hit with a blaster in a long time, but it stings too. So you've got also a point of strain. As you're trying to recover from that shot. Ah! He runs over to the other. No, actually, he'll come across this way. And he'll take a couple shots. Oh.
Heckin' concern.
Oh! That's good. Actually, those are still kind of bad. So he'll hit. But this guy will soak it. And he also he's kind of a klutz. I'm sorry.
I expected nothing less.
Yeah. He is a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bumbles into the woods, but without the aid of the visor from his helmet, he struggles to make his way through it. And is kind of tripped up, but he just kind of stumbles. Just players' turns.
Now, when we go back to the beginning of the order, we do the same order.
You can
switch.
change, yeah. It's
If
you still have the
you
same
wanna go
order
first.
of player slots,
Okay.
but your names can change in the slots.
Mm-hmm.
I just took damage. If you want to go first, I'm more than welcome.
You want to fix this situation, so
Yes, I do.
It's all yours.
The guy who's on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
is he still armed? Is he still
He's
armed?
got his knife out and he's backing out. No!
All right. I don't want to turn my back on him, so I'm going to have to hit him first.
You can
My
aim.
Well, I've got my vibro sword. I'm not going to be able to aim that very well, am I?
I mean, you just make sure.
Yeah.
It's like chopping wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if he's on the ground, I'm going to take that extra time
Yeah.
to
take
make
a
sure I'm going to hit him.
Gain a blue die.
ooh. Every time I throw a blue die, it comes up blank.
So my damage for my vibro sword is 2 plus 2.
It's easy.
So do I roll
You'll
2 green die?
No, you'll have that's what you'll add.
That's what I add.
Yeah. And then you roll what is it? Brawn and your skill in the weapon.
Yes. Okay.
Lay down.
So brawn is 5.
Yeah. So you start with 5 green dice.
Yeah.
And then what was your skill in the sword?
Plus 2.
So you replace 2 of those green dice with yellow dice.
Thank you.
And then did you add your blue?
I got the blue.
All right, and then you'll add 1 purple die.
Okay.
This is a
Yes.
joke.
This is squirmy. All right, here we go.
Hiya!
I think he's. Oh boy.
Actually, a lot of them are blank here. The advantage and the disadvantage cancel out. That leaves 3 successes and an advantage.
Nice.
Owie! You chop into him
Unbelievable.
deep.
Ow.
They hurt.
Burned me!
You drive your vibro sword deep into him.
I want to see that role
He
play.
squirms,
Back with your sword.
You brought it.
but he brings. He brings the knife to push your blade back, and is still alive. It's gonna take a second chop.
Now he's gonna die harder because he
Is that the sequel to Die Hard?
Die harder.
die harder. Don't make me do it with a vengeance. All right.
Is there a way to attack again?
Not. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's only once, right? You can't spend a strain to attack again.
Well,
No, you can spend a strain to do another action.
you could spend another strain to do another action. Which yeah, I'll do. Because I don't like this guy.
Oh, that's why you're attacking him with a
Yeah.
sword?
Yeah.
Because you don't like him.
No, because I have a lust for it.
Oh.
I need
Yes.
to attack him with a sword. I refuse to use those stupid blasters. I've got one, but I don't like using it.
You go the acoustic route.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unplugged.
Combat, unplugged.
Same die roll.
I think so.
Unplugged for always.
That is correct,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Isn't that clean swipe.
Okay.
You just
You don't want to know the rest of the dice? I just
No,
want to try it.
you don't need
Just the
it.
triumph.
No, just the triumph.
Triumph or bust.
Yeah, it's a clean slash through. You just kind of finish through.
Is there a lot of gore?
It's gory. Gross.
Grody to the max.
Rated TV MA.
Yeah. It happens off screen though. You know.
Yeah, this the
The
Star
wind
Wars way.
blows. Yeah.
Yeah, you just
We
see the
get it.
chop. Ah.
And splatter on the walls.
Yeah. No, you know it's Star Wars violence.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah. Okay. Next.
Oh
Oh boy. What do we got? You don't have any skills, do you?
Nope.
Do you? What's your agility? 1. Oh boy. You're gonna roll 1 green die and 3 purple die.
Oh.
You got this. You got this. They're all gonna
But
be
you're gonna
great.
aim. You're gonna aim. You're going to grab a blue die.
Yep,
Yes.
You gotta aim.
Get it, get it, get it.
Ooh.
How'd we do?
Not great.
What's the tally?
We got
I like to hear the tallies.
1 advantage, 1 success, 1 failure, and 2 disadvantages. So the disadvantage, one of the disadvantages crosses out the advantage. Unfortunately, your blaster fire goes into the back of Jakara.
Oh no! A negligent discharge?
A negligent discharge. But luckily for him, you have the blaster settings almost all the way down. Yeah,
It's kind of like set to stun almost?
almost. It's like what you use to exterminate walk rats. You know, a friendly poke. He lets out an audible cringe.
There's a lane! So I'm so sorry.
Want to try again?
It's actually his fault because
He gave you the
he gave her the
blaster.
blaster.
Yeah, he's living in a world of regret. Try again. I believe in you.
We're in combat. We'll be playing in a minute.
Again? What duck?
Quack.
Am I gonna do this again?
I don't know. Are you?
Sure.
Okay, do
If
it.
he said to do it again, I'm gonna do it again.
Do it.
No.
What do we got?
4 failures.
Failures.
4 failures!
That's what's left over.
That's the remainder.
Yeah, that's the remainder.
Yeah.
Ow.
4
4 failures.
Yeah, we had a lot of nice cushy rolls last week.
Oh yeah.
We're getting some tougher action this
You're
week.
way off. Just way off. Just way off. Into the foliage. This is your first time ever handling a blaster. You're just confused.
Alright.
You're lucky you didn't even shoot yourself.
It hurts.
It feels hot in your hands. It goes off. Violent sound. Maybe this isn't for you.
I don't like it.
Okay.
All right. Well, this guy is
Yeah, he's
momentum board.
extinguished.
How many baddies are left?
Just one.
Just one.
I'll come back for you later. as he points at you. My bounty! And he runs off. He tries to run away
Oh.
down the road.
He's running?
Yeah, he's trying to run.
I'll try to shoot him one more time.
He's bugging out.
Hell yes.
I don't want to.
You know, and
You could probably get more than one shot. while he's
is
running
gonna
away.
try and give is gonna try and take a shot too, because he's it's actually his turn next. But oh, we have a good roll from him, so that will cancel out all the bad dice. I got a threat and a failure, but I've got 4 successes and a advantage. So I'm left with 3 successes. Unfortunately, that doesn't beat his soak value, so it goes off from his armor that he's wearing.
Would that slow him down a little bit, though?
Sure, it would. It will. Just in time for Thorn to go, yeah.
Nobody's gonna come up behind him.
Using his stalker skills.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm just gonna run.
We're
past that point now.
We're past sneaky.
We're way past the level of stalking.
I've satisfied my bloodlust with him, but now I crave more.
We will say that you, in a fit of blind ferocity, just run as fast as you can right up to behind him. And you swing away.
Chop chop.
Chop.
Get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Swing away. That was from that Alien movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A science.
Signs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yay, Susie!
So the successes and the failures are canceled. There's a blank dice. I got 3 advantages in the triumph.
Oh dear
Yeah,
Lord!
3 advantages in the triumph.
Oh my!
On a vibro sword attack.
Yes.
Yeah. So how much was the overall roll? Again, the successes and triumphs that are left over.
3 successes in the triumph.
3 successes and a triumph, and you have +2 on top of that, and then you have the triumph as well, which counts as another success. You have 5, 7. Sorry, I'm doing some quick math and thinking about what's going on here.
Calculating.
Calculating. Lag. All right. You chop into his back and you spine him.
Yeah.
Nice. And you just rip the
Oh,
spine out.
it's painful. He starts stumbling.
After a spine shot, he stumbles.
His lizard physiology helps him.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I was like, man.
Classic lizards. Reptilian. I'm sorry. I'm being speciest.
How dare you?
How dare I?
I'm going to take a point of strain and hit him again.
Yes.
You do it. You chop chop.
You go all out.
I need a little bit of rest after this. All right.
So he is essentially hamstrung. Roll with a boost, a blue die.
Hmm.
Blue.
A blue.
I already got one.
Oh, well then.
Nice.
Because I aimed.
That's right.
Everything is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes and 1 advantage.
Oh my
Wow.
god. Jeez.
8, 9, 10. So that stacks on. Alright, he drops.
I hope so.
He rolls his back.
Ah! Shoot at me, you son of a gun!
Well done.
Excellent sensor.
And you finish him off.
Well done, well done.
All right, let's move some bodies.
Mmm. What does he have on him?
That's a question for you.
He has...
Do I have to make some sort of scavenge check? No.
No.
To like rummage through his pockets?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I don't roll that way. What he has on him is what he has on him.
Cool.
He has a pair of Durasteel plate armor that covers his chest.
Ooh.
And it's pretty damaged now.
Yeah.
It's pretty damaged now. But the metal might be worth some scrap. Maybe not. Might not be worth carrying. But what is definitely worth carrying is the 150 credits that's on him.
Yeah.
How heavy is that armor after I skid it off him?
No, it's not hard. It's not heavy at all.
Something I can throw in my pack?
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay. Now I want to go take a look at Sniffles. Sniffles over there.
Oh, Sniffles, pathetic. 50 credits. He just did not. He's just got. Oh, they both have standard blasters. Set for medium range.
Set for medium range.
Yep. Nothing that you could use, but maybe might be worth something to
yeah.
the right person.
So I'll take the two blasters. Medium range.
Chikara looks to you and he says, "They seem to know who you were. I assume that they placed a bounty on you."
I'm not surprised. That's why I've been running for the last several months. I've been hiding and they've been chasing.
Well, we'll have to be extra careful going forward.
You might want to figure out how to use a blaster one of these days if you keep getting chased.
If
just
if
saying.
you don't mind, I'd like to take that back. Thank you.
When would I have learned to use a blaster?
I don't know.
Oh. You know, we can practice when we're not under the pressure.
Sure.
Yeah.
How far are we away from the place?
You only got maybe
Oh.
10 miles out of town.
All right.
So
now we're walking because the bikes are trashed.
Well, do either of you two have any
Would
ability to repair?
Mechanics, right?
It would be mechanics,
Yeah.
but I don't have any ranks in it. It would just be
Is it intelligence?
it's intelligence, so it'd be a 2.
I could try.
Intellect, yeah.
I've worked with some machinery, but not this specifically. Intelligence.
Well,
right?
Kara admits ignorance.
Really?
Mhm.
From the stormtrooper. Obviously,
Ex-stormtrooper.
I've been fixing my ship right along, so I can at least try, see if we can get one of them going.
Yes.
But we'll give it the old college try. So, intellect I got 2. So what do you want me to add to my roll to see if I can?
2, we'll say you add 2 purple dice, but also add... I just feel like giving you a role-playing bonus for having fixed your vehicle. Add an extra green die.
Nice.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Oh boy, gotta catch up to me sooner or later. All right, so after everything's said and done, I've got 1 disadvantage and 3 successes.
Okay. So it will take you... You believe you can fix it.
Just one of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
You believe you can fix both of them. It might take you an hour or so to repair them.
Okay. Better than walking.
Yeah. And with that, Jakara says, if you can do this, time for a snack. And he sits down and opens up his pack and starts munching on some kind of provisions that he brought, which include a piece of fruit, an odd local fruit.
Is it purple and black?
It is orange, mostly.
Questionable orange.
Yeah.
Questionable.
You find out.
Orange?
I pay attention.
Before you bite into that delectable looking piece of fruit, Can you, while I'm fixing these bikes, can you haul this body off the road and just throw it in the brush so it doesn't draw attention?
That's good thinking.
Thank you.
Somebody's played Assassin's Creed.
You mind giving me a hand?
I can definitely help with that. It's no problem.
All right. And as you repair the bikes, the two of you remove the bodies from sight.
It's like hauling carcasses from the slaughterhouse. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I like how you said that with such a
You're
sweet
so
voice.
You're so natural. Next to a dead body.
I have a few good memories from there.
A few good memories from the slaughterhouse.
She put the laughter in slaughter.
Yeah.
Cutscene. We're going to go to Toa.
I was gonna say, it's gonna take me a while to fix these.
Corey,
Yeah.
10 minutes to break.
Okay. Thank you. Toa,
What?
you've woken up in this cell with Ahsoka and another slave, not named Illy.
Gilly.
Gilly.
What's Vanilli?
Vanilli.
Oh my gosh.
You've been chatting that morning.
Mormon.
Human shit.
Relevant to talk about our Lord and Savior.
Don't engage those people when they come to your front door.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
After the conversation you had that night about your situation, and then you tried picking the lock and was shocked by its defenses.
Mhm.
Yeah. After a couple more hours, the door is open. And in front of them, stormtroopers. Two of them with blasters ready. All right, out. Get in line. Come on, move it.
You could say please. I'd be a little bit more forthcoming.
How about
That's
this for
courtesy.
please? And he fires blaster up into the ceiling of your room.
Well, now you're just wasting ammo.
It's mine to waste. Now move!
Fine.
You better do what he says.
No one tells me what to do.
Says Vanilli.
It says Vanilli?
What?
Okay. Vanilli. You make a great point. I get up.
Yeah.
I follow.
Yeah, Vanilla and Ahsoka know this routine. They get up and move out to the front.
Okay. I want to be the last one out of the room.
Okay.
So.
And with that, the guard, as you move by,
What?
hits you with the butt of his rifle. No! Take that for smart fucking.
Still unnecessary, but whatever.
Move along. And the other
I'm
one,
already moving. You don't have to tell me
a
twice.
higher red. You can hear an unhelmeted voice, and you see a shorter man say, "Now come now, don't ruin the merchandise.
I am merchandise, aren't I?
Just get in line."
I'm already in line.
You can see in front of you a sidewalk, paved sidewalk where several poorly clothed individuals are all in line. All right, time to sort this riffraff.
Riffraff.
Yeah.
I don't like that very much. I say under my breath.
Ahsoka says, "Just pray you don't go to testing."
Nah. I can't make any promises.
Slaughterhouse, mining, slaughterhouse, mining.
Not
Test
Slytherin.
subject.
Not Slytherin.
You'll make it to the brothel.
Hufflepuff.
Wait. Who's
Slaughterhouse. He's just going down
Oh,
the
he's not talking to
line.
me. I was like, oh, okay.
He's just going down the line, designating this individual. He's in Imperial military garb. Do you know anything about the
I
military
think so.
ranking or anything like that?
Mhm.
Major is his rank. and you can see Alistair on the name tag as he comes down the line. After notating several people to the slaughterhouse, to the mining, and to research facilities, and to the brothels, he comes to you and says, "You will make a fine price at the brothels."
Okay.
All right.
Seems like you would have a twirly mustache.
Yeah.
So you're being trafficked right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Does that bring us to our break?
Whenever I think you're ready for it. I mean, Kyle said he was going to strobe us.
Oh,
But,
okay.
So if that's the case,
Keep it going.
you've
Okay,
got
I'm
6
sorry.
more
I'm-
minutes.
Okay, so brothel?
Yes.
Couldn't it be somewhere cool, like a
Uh,
military hideout type thing?
Ahsoka speaks up and says that this one won't work out the way that you think it will, and that
Yeah,
she's
kind of
speaking
a
to him.
bitch, so
Yeah,
there's that. I don't think
It'd
people
be
would
more
like that.
worth too much trouble for him to put you in that position.
Mhm.
And there's a debate, and he gets aggravated with her speaking up, and then whoosh,
Oh.
smacks her. Fine. You'll get what you want. Mining.
Okay. Cool.
Both of you.
Is that a promotion or a demotion?
Yeah, I can't tell.
Or a side, what do they call it? You're getting side
Lateral.
promoted? Lateral move.
Yeah. You get the feeling that's probably not good. But probably better than being a research test subject, so.
Sure.
The stormtroopers come and sort the individuals into the people that they were, the groups that they were designated to, and they are loaded into land speeders. You're brought along with a group of miners out of.
We're all 17?
Yep. All under 17.
Sorry.
Nice.
She's here all week. Try the wheel.
The one speeder that was designated for the slaughterhouse.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. The one speeder designated for the research facility heads north. The individuals designated to the slaughterhouse go to a building on site. Then you would know that they are brought to a place where they gather tools, and then are brought to a room where they would end up harvesting bodies from local livestock. And you are loaded onto a speeder that's headed east out of town, out of the encampment.
Really quick, am I like shackled?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry. They
That's okay,
shackle
I just
you.
wanted to double check.
They bring you into
Make a
this
break for it.
under
I'm like,
this
I could just go this way.
land speeder vehicle with 10 other individuals.
Okay.
You were all shackled, and shackled to a center,
Yeah, like
restraint.
there's like a thing in the middle. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you were shackled right next to Ahsoka.
Mhm.
Vanilli, unfortunately, is a test subject.
Ooh.
Stuff right.
The end of Vanilli.
Ahsoka informs you that the people designated as test subjects hardly ever come back.
You mean they escape?
Yep.
I want to be a test
sure.
subject.
To the North Pole.
One could
Move
hope.
to a nice farm upstate.
Okay.
So you are brought onto the speeder. As you come to the edge of the encampment, you can see the blue hexagonal shielding give way in part as you move out underneath it and into the dark forest is heavy canopy where you are, and you can barely see light from the twin suns piercing the canopy, and it makes a golden color as it pierces through purple. The purple is very defined at this time of the day.
Pretty.
Yes, it's pretty,
I say in my
but
mind.
you're
Pretty
unfortunately restrained
Yeah.
and probably being forced to go do hard labor.
Well, this is a giant pain.
Yes.
Your life sucks right now.
Little.
All right. Is Ahsoka look okay, or does she have like a big old thing?
Oh,
on her
she's
face?
got a nasty bruise on her
Yeah.
face. And she's got blue skin, though, so it's kind of hard to
So it
tell.
looks more purpley.
Yeah.
I'll ask her, are you okay? That looks pretty painful.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Also, you don't have to speak up for me. That's okay. I can get myself out of things.
It's good to know.
Yeah. I'm a
But
big girl. I can take care of myself. That was me flipping my thing.
yeah.
Careful with that. Send the whole thing flying.
I'm trying to do my best to help as many people as I can.
Right, but you can't do that if you're dead.
Yeah,
So
that's
be
true.
careful, okay? Good.
And with that, we'll be taking our first break.
Our only break, really. It's our halfway.
only break.
It's our halfway
Yeah.
point break. So we're halfway through first episode.
Wow.
And stage manager, let us know when we're clear, please.
Oh man.
All right, should be
Hey, and welcome back, everyone. We're back after our break, and we will now be resuming our second half of gameplay for episode 2 of the Dropship. So go ahead and take us away, Game Master Corey.
Yes. We find Niles in the middle of his day. It is now your break.
In the teacher's lounge.
Yes, class is in the teacher's lounge.
That's where I'm taking my break, right?
Yeah.
Is in the teacher's lounge.
Yes. I actually kind of had the impression that you were the only teacher here.
I wasn't aware of the entire... So it's like a small
Yes.
academy that
You
I'm
can
with.
still
Yes.
have a lounge.
Yes.
My
you have
office or
time,
something.
But you're not teaching. In between the day when the kids are like... And you probably have staff
Mm-hmm.
that take care of in between times for you.
So,
So there would be like
I'm
a
kind
room.
of like the headmaster of a small like academy
Yes.
style.
Yes.
Okay. Education center. Gotcha. Okay, that's very useful. All right. Well, my first question is: I know there's a mechanic in the game with like wage rates for jobs
Mm-hmm.
as time passes. Like you can look up and find like what does a bounty hunter make for a day's work and things like that. So I'm curious to find out what my position makes and when I may be expecting more credits, just for my own knowledge.
Ooh, I'd have to look that up.
Right. So like I don't need to know that right this second, but
Yeah.
it is something I will want to know because money is Niles'
Yeah.
main source of procuring information. So
Yes.
he's very keen to know when he's getting income of some kind. You know, like
Yeah.
Anyway.
You get paid by the Coruscant
Kuat drive yards.
drive yards primarily.
Okay.
And then the citizens, the money you get from them is negligible compared to what you get from co-op drives.
I had figured,
and we can figure that out.
right. This is like a entry level like testing position for Kuat.
Yeah.
Like I'm disposable to
Yeah.
them as a
You
like.
don't,
This is.
but you
if
still
can-
don't. Yeah, you don't really make a lot.
Right. Okay. Good to go. All right. So the first thing I'm going to try to find out is, well, I'm going to download the list of staff members. that
There
we've
are
got.
11 staff members.
There's 11 staff members.
Yep.
So I'm
and
going
there's here. It's primarily Yanni Gam.
Yanni Gam.
Yep, Yanni Gam is the scientist, the head scientist.
Was he a doctor? Is that what he was?
Yeah, but I couldn't remember if there was a actually
Doctorate
doctorate
programs,
in
yeah.
Star Wars.
Okay.
So I'm hesitant to call him doctor, but that would be like his equivalent. He's got that level of knowledge and education, and he runs the Lab A.
Which is located at the facility A, the
Or no.
settlement A.
Yes.
Okay. And he is the one that is selling things to and from the major.
Yes, he is procuring slaves
For the major.
from the major.
From the major. So the major is the
Yes.
one coordinating the strike teams, if you will,
Mhm.
of people that are nabbing people in the night.
Yes.
And the major is then selling the people to Yanni Gam, the scientist at Lab A at
That would
Settlement
be a
A.
reasonable deduction to make. Although you're not quite sure if what kind of relationship the Billy's father and this major might have. You don't have definitive evidence that the major is hiring Billy's father, to do this.
And is Billy's father one of the 11 employees?
Mm-mm.
No, he was, because I remember he was supposed to be manning a well station.
Yes, he's like their aquifer manager. Like he manages the well system in Settlement A.
Okay, so it was, which is not connected to the lab in any way.
No,
Right.
not as far as you're aware of.
All right. So we're gonna look back more on the staff members in Yanni Gam.
He has 5 lab assistants, and then he has 2 custodial.
janitors.
Yeah, and then he's got like 2 engineers.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait,
so
is there
three
missing?
3 engineers? That would make 11.
No, he has like a head lab assistant too, like one more lab assistant, another researcher, but he works underneath him. He would be like so. There's like 2 main scientists, him being the main scientist who runs the lab.
And Yanni Gam is in charge of the man running the lab.
Yes, and then you have the research assistants.
5 of them.
Yeah. Then the engineers. There should be 2 of them, and then the 2 custodians make 11 staff members, including himself.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I got
Yanni.
partridge in a pear tree here.
Yeah.
5 lab assistants, 2 janitors. That's 7. Head researchers, 8. Engineers, 9 and 10. And Yanni Gam makes 11. There we go.
Sorry to make that so complicated.
Yeah, no, we got it.
We got there.
I wrote it down. So. Okay, so another thing Niles would really like to do is see if he can somehow incorporate these droid designs for new security and battle droids. If there's any features of that could be incorporated into 5UZ4.
So, it seems like Mr. Yanni is really into carbonite. 'Cause he's got these droids outfitted with carbonite weapons that are designed to hose down people with carbonite, to freeze them on site.
Freeze guns.
Freeze guns. Shooting liquid carbonite.
Awesome.
Yes.
What is the
The idea,
effective range, like area of effect, for one of these carbonite guns?
it's designed to take advantage of laminar flow. So they can... Laminar flow is... Yeah. Well, Susie can extrapolate a little bit of...
This is why I have a protocol droid.
Right? You know...
Error.
Little science lessons here. So laminar flow is when all the particles of a fluid are moving in the same direction without any turbulence. So those fountains with the jumping streams of water, that's laminar flow. So because it's like that, they can shoot streams of...
Like napalm.
Yes. Out onto a effective range of 30 to 50 yards.
Can this technology be miniaturized and incorporated into 5UZ4?
It might take some research, but it seems
Okay.
complicated.
Niles is going to look into that. Let's see here. The next thing Niles would like to do is we're going to... How long is the break?
The break is like a half an hour.
Do I have time to call Nichols?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have that ability? He's got a...
Yeah, he's gonna come.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna give Nichols a call.
What can I do for you, Mr. Chesterton?
My dear friend Nichols, I hope you are well. How's business?
It's business. It keeps going.
Keeps
Good.
going, huh? That's good to hear.
What can I do for you?
Well,
Hopefully it gets better.
I hope to make that true for you. I've come across some interesting intelligence, and I think it could be very valuable to the right buyers. And I'm interested in shopping it around without leaking it. Can we get that accomplished?
what area of information are we talking about here? Just so I can have a idea of who to talk to.
Mostly military development technology and droid technology.
Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck here and don't have my ability to contact anybody off-world. And I doubt anybody but the researchers here would be interested in acquiring that kind of information. And I don't exactly have a good reputation with them.
Do you have any off-world contacts?
That's going to be hard to do for me, considering I can't get off-world.
Sounds like
I might be able to give. I might be able to put a long-range contact, but those kind of conversations are best done person to person, and it would be hard to negotiate over long range like that.
How do you feel about dinner, Nichols?
I feel great about dinner. What are we having?
Whatever the soup of the day at the cantina is.
You and meet with him later. Arrange a meeting after work.
For after school.
Okay. He agrees? Yes. Soup.
Break out your Rolodex, Nichols.
Alright. So, we find Tiana and Thorn.
And Jakar.
And Jakar. Jakar is explaining he doesn't understand the bad rap with the blaster aim. You know, we still can hit stuff, but
It was very, very difficult for me to aim. I couldn't.
yeah, right. See, she shot me.
Yeah, she sure did. So, are we going yet?
Oh, that's what he's asking you.
Yeah.
Are we going yet?
Yes.
Yes.
On our way to the place we're going to shut the shield down at.
Yes.
How far away is that in relation to the complex? I'm asking Jakar.
It's on the north side.
Is it like attached to the complex, or is
Yes.
it? Okay.
It's
So if we, for instance, if we shut it down, can we move through the complex, or do we have to go out of the room and out and then into the thing?
in then out.
Right. So if I, let's say this triumph symbol is a circular city.
Yes.
Just to say, and this is the little thing I have to go into to shut off the shield.
You know.
Can I go?
You know.
He's
We'll
not
make
watching
this a
anymore.
whole lot better.
Oh, graphic!
It'd make it a whole lot easier if we could actually see. Oh wait. Gotta go. What's north on this? Probably.
Oh, good point.
We don't
This
have
is
we
north.
don't, we don't have the overhead turned on right now, so.
Okay. Oh, that's sad.
We do
So you
now.
can't even-
We do now.
We do now.
Oh.
Are we in frame?
It'll take some delay. I'll shuffle it around.
Okay. So let's make sure it's still in frame so we can all see
Yeah,
it.
it's mostly there.
Okay, so we have you, Toa. You were coming out of this building right down here,
Okay.
and you lined up along this pathway with all of the residents, and the people who were in this barracks here were brought over here and lined up with you all. And
Thank you. That was mine. Thank you.
when you were brought out, you came this way out of the facility,
So
and then
I'm
the
not
other
on the
speeder
map.
went there. Maybe you are. This is the shield control
Okay.
center.
Okay.
The weak spot.
It's teeny.
It is teeny. It's very teeny tiny.
So as I'm talking to Jakar,
It's actually kind of like this.
I'm guessing he's
So this is
describing
the
this
north.
to me.
Yep.
So the barracks are along this side here.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
These three big squares that I can kind of see.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that still put it in frame?
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay.
It's gonna drive OCD people crazy, but
All right, fine. Let's just go like this.
Okay.
I don't want to trigger people.
that's good.
We're gonna need a distraction.
While you what kind of distraction you thinking?
We
Maybe.
rig one of the bikes to blow and set it next to the gate that's close to it, and draw the guards out, and then we have a less hard of a time getting in.
These bikes are combustible.
We're gonna find out. They are with blaster fire. If someone can aim. I'm not looking at her.
Yeah, I can aim.
So if we, how does that sound to you there?
And then what do we do? Rush in there?
This is different, but the setup is similar to what we had before.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I can find my way in, but I would know at this point in time that most people are probably gone. Yes? Or will there still be a few left inside?
It's still pretty early in the day right now. You're not quite sure. It would be pretty early in the day that they start people out. Well, maybe if you're there early enough, you might be able to catch them before they go out.
Okay.
You might even be able to catch them as they leave.
Okay. If the setup is the same, then it is not a problem for me to run in, and I can dock into either one of the storage facilities or the well, which is how I was able to escape the last time.
Okay. Okay. So, as soon as we get the shield down,
I run in.
you run in and see if you can find your friend. I don't know if we're gonna be able to save a lot of people. I mean, I'm just one guy and a half.
You do have 5 brawn.
Yeah.
Maybe we...
I don't want to test that out too much, so.
Just spend more strain.
So what direction are you coming from? Maybe... You're coming from the south.
Oh, we're coming from the south, so we're gonna have to loop around to get to the shield generator first before we do anything.
Yep.
Once the shield is down, would we be able to run in from any direction?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but you still gotta shoot it. Jakar, say.
So yeah, but yeah, you're gonna want to come in somewhere else, because if we're making a ruckus
I can
over
shoot
here,
it, and
you're
then
not gonna want to go in that way.
Yeah.
Right, that's why
I'll shoot it. You can come in from a different direction.
If we can come in from the southwest, is that southeast on the side? Yes.
Southeast would be over there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast would be that side. East would be
Oh, this is
east. This is north. That's
Okay.
west.
Well, I was actually thinking the southwest, because this facility here has much guards.
Oh, okay. That sounds fine to me.
Mhm.
So we'll make sure you're set up over here and you're hidden, so you're not just out there in front of, God and everybody. And then Jakara and I will make our way around to the shield generator. And then we'll meet you at the well in the middle. How about that?
Perfect.
Because that's the way we'll get out.
Okay.
Unless things change.
How often do plans ever?
Right.
As soon as the first blaster goes off.
I can aim. I just can't hit what I aim at.
I can aim, I just can't. Yeah. I got it. Yeah, I got you. All right, so We'll drop her off, and then we'll make our way around.
Okay.
All right? How many?
Stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah, she's sneaky.
You're gonna try and hide. I think you can do this.
Stealth is your agility plus your stealth. So 2 green.
Oh wait, you also add 2 purple. No, 1 purple.
1 purple.
Yep. It's easy to hide in the foliage.
Oh no. Okay. So I had 4.
Oh, you're still successful.
4 successes, but
Yeah.
yeah. 1 disadvantage, 1 fail.
Yeah. You are walking your way closer, and you stumble a little bit and hurt. You just strain your calf a little bit, and you take a point of strain. But you're hidden.
Yellow indicators come up above their heads. Who's there?
Metal Gear.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been nothing.
I don't see nothing.
Oh,
Let me go back to patrolling.
like I was saying.
The foliage is dark, right? It's
Yes.
It's so am I.
Yes.
It's easy for me to blend in. It's not
Yes.
Yes.
You are hidden.
All right.
And you're making your way through the woods.
Yeah.
The foliage. Make a stealth. Let's see how good. Let's see how well
Ah, nice.
Jakar goes. Neutral.
Okay. So agility. Because I don't have any ranks in stealth. But I do have my stalker,
Oh.
which is for stealth checks. That adds a blue. What else would you like me to add?
Add a purple die.
Oh, so your skill came into play here with the blue die?
Yes.
Nice.
My stalker
I rolled 2
skill.
Purples in my roll.
Everything's coming up, Thorn. After everything crosses out, I've got 3 advantages left.
You're able to make your way through easily.
Well, yeah.
Jakar, not so easily. And he's not making his way very quickly, but he is making his way.
Did
and
we
it's
bring
not
one of the
very-
speeder bikes with us? Or weren't we going to blow it up?
Yeah, I guess you would have. Are you bringing it?
Well, you spent the time to repair it. Why not?
Well, I mean, around the side.
Yep.
Yeah, we would have to use one of the destiny points, and we'll make sure that we bring the bike along.
You're able. Good use. Force point there. Yes, and
Well done.
Thank you. That's kind of the crux of the plan, right?
I kind of forced you to go make those stealth roll. I didn't actually ask you if you want how you were going to get the speeder bike there.
I didn't bring
I'm
the
sorry.
bike.
Checking your pockets. You bought the bike. I thought you did.
You didn't stop at bikes and rations?
Oh,
Speeders and rations?
speeders and
Speeders
rations.
and rations.
What a place.
All right, so
Discounts.
how many?
Someone please fan art speed and use of rations.
They got what you need.
Oh boy. So how many guards are outside the place we need to get into?
There are no guards outside, but there is visible cameras around here. As you make your way there, it's still dark and the foliage is thick up almost to the shield. Cameras don't seem like they're well placed to perceive
So maybe
the
with
best
some,
threats.
with some agility, we can avoid
Yeah.
being seen.
These are the security measures of those that are overconfident. Or overconfident.
Sure. All right. So I guess my idea is that we're going to push the bike as close to the front as we can without being seen. Step back and
I'm gonna say that you need.
right around the wall.
You know that you're gonna need to rig it in
Oh.
order to make it
We have to rig it?
explode
Okay.
the way you
Rig
want
it?
it to. Because just shooting at it isn't gonna make it blow up. Unless you hit it in the exact right spot. But if you rigged it rightly, if you crossed the right wires,
Okay.
you could cause a cascade failure that would blow the power cells, which could be triggered by a blaster fire.
Okay.
You need to make a mechanics roll.
All right. Which I think.
This would be probably pretty difficult for him.
Oh
right?
yeah, so we're gonna.
I just.
I'm
Okay.
getting there. I'm getting there. He's gonna ask.
I haven't
how many
seen a
purple
setback
die.
die in a while.
Whose side are you on?
What did you say first episode? Oh yeah, bus, and then
I got my 2 green. What else do you want? I got the purple. You want another purple? What do you want? You tell me.
3 purple.
3 purple.
You got it, Thorn.
And we're not gonna know until he fires it at us. Because I'm gonna think I did it right.
I got it.
Shit.
My kids are watching, Jake. Yes.
That's still. That's still.
We're trying. You're trying.
2, 4, 6 disadvantages and 2 advantages, so a total of 4 disadvantages.
Wow.
Wow.
I couldn't have rolled any worse.
you could have.
You cross the wrong wires. You get good zap.
Jar Jars. Jar Jars chat. This is what the emojis are for.
Yep. Your fingers are numb.
Yay, Jar Jars.
Do you want me to take any strain?
Yes, 4 strain.
Oof.
From a good solid jolt. Your hands are numb for a moment.
I probably didn't recover any strain because we haven't rested it at all.
No,
All right.
no, you haven't.
I'm just verifying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can try again.
Thank you. Now, if I focus a little bit,
Yeah, let's go ahead and add a blue die, and we'll drop a purple die. You've already done some of the work here. You're pretty sure, you know what you did wrong. You definitely know what you did wrong.
definitely know
Learn
what you
from
did.
your mistake.
Yeah, I got you. Got it this time.
Okay, that's better. 2 disadvantages. Okay, so that advantage and that advantage is crossed out. So we're left with 1 success.
I think you got it.
Success.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I got it. All right.
And then with Shakara's help, you push it up to the side of the building, sneaking up.
Okay. And then we're gonna get back against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
right outside the door to the shield thing. So as soon as it blows, then we can
Book it.
book it inside and do something. I mean, take down the shield. Obviously, it's just one step at a time.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't look.
Oh, the no look.
I didn't get a triumph, but I did very good. And
Good.
yes. He's on. See? He's like, see? Vindicated. As the heater blade exploding. See? Accuracy of a stormtrooper.
On this day, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
Okay. The explosion happens. Orange and red and beautiful sight to behold, really. As fragments of concrete, quickcrete.
Quickcrete.
Yes. It's all made out of quickcrete.
It's good stuff.
bye. Quick.
By quickcrete. For all your instant building needs, please.
Sponsor
See?
us.
Quickcrete. So, explodes. You can see some Wilhelms dropping as they fly out. Nice. The shield ripples, and the blue hexagons each disappear quickly around. This is the same time that you were leaving the shield. The hexagons were opening up just so to let you out, but now all of a sudden it kind of vibrates in a weird way, and the stormtroopers driving the land speeder pull the brakes, instant stop. You come to a screeching halt, but you're restrained, so you're not going anywhere.
Thank goodness for seatbelts.
Yeah, thank goodness for seatbelts. They, realizing that something is wrong, immediately spin the land speeder back and start booking it into the slave encampment.
Okay. So the stormtroopers are still on the little cart that's pulling us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're transporting you,
Right.
making sure you don't try anything funny.
Oh.
Don't try anything funny.
Never.
Don't you
No.
try nothing. That's not me.
We're
That's
watching you. We've got our eyes on you. And there's stormtrooper. Yep.
I just stare back.
Yep.
Smile and all.
And they pull a Yui and just bring it right back into the slave encampment with you and the other slaves attached. You notice big ripple, and then the hexagons. Boom! You start booking it in. Let's get some tokens on the board.
Tokens!
I think mine was over there the last time I saw it.
I don't
Battle
know
music.
my names.
Did I abduct everybody? I think I might have grabbed everybody's tokens.
Dueling fates.
Yeah, you're over here.
Well.
Whoa!
Oh, there she is. Is this me?
That's me.
Oh. Yeah, we're using you.
I was using my Wookiee.
I need those tokens.
Oh, here.
There's you. You're down there in that corner. Can you put that over there? And then where's the Wookiee?
Do you have my Wookiee? He was over there.
Oh, there's the Wookiee.
That's Loki.
Yeah, but that's not you. You're
I know.
Chop. Chop. Who's this guy?
Ooh.
Ew, gross.
Is that Jakar?
Yeah, that's not really what he looks like.
I was gonna
He's
say.
not easy on the eyes. That's why he wears the helmet.
It's important.
That's how stormtroopers are made? Just ugly people?
Yeah. Like, Stormtrooper.
No!
We'll roll an initiative. You may contribute. I want. You may come into play.
Oh,
So actually, we'll hold off on adding you to the initiative because
Okay.
it'll just make it.
I really
simpler,
can't
because
do
you're not
much
gonna be able to do
right
anything,
now.
you know? So let's do initiative.
Cool.
Cool.
How do we
But
do
you're
it?
initiating, so it's
It's
Vigilance.
vigilance.
and ironically, it's the same roll.
The only thing different is brawn. You
I
only roll
forgot
brawn.
what
so roll
is
brawn.
it again? It is
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Will.
Which is your willpower. 3.
Oh, you got a 3 for will, huh?
Is it willpower plus anything? Or
Willpower
I
plus
don't
your,
have
and then
vigilance,
your.
so it's just
Whatever
2.
Yeah.
things you got.
Okay.
Is whatever you got. And
Okay.
We'll add that in a little bit.
Yeah. No
We'll
problem.
just hold on to that roll.
That's
Oh
fine.
my. That's a good roll.
It is a good roll.
Let's put this back. I need a good initiative tracker. That's something that I need, I think. This one. So,
So just so I know, did the shield go down, or do I still
Yes.
have to deactivate it?
nope, the shield went down.
The shield is down!
The shield is down! The shield is down! The shield is down! It's a trap! Googly eyes.
Nobody wanted to play a Mon Calamari?
I thought about it.
I saw the picture. I almost did.
For 5 seconds, I thought about it.
same time I gave to Joker.
Okay, what did you get? Total successes and advantages?
3 advantages and 1 success.
Okay.
2 success.
2 successes total?
Yep.
And then I got 1 and 1. And then we'll come back and we'll add
Okay.
yours in a little bit.
Sure.
So, we have a player first. Sorry, I need to add. Okay. Actually, Jakar goes first.
Wow.
You got two-
My, how the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean it's useful?
He runs in there, hides behind runs behind a tree, engages at close range, fires. What the
Jeez.
Susie has some schmutz on her face.
schmutz?
Wait, hey. Not schmutz.
Oh, I wipe it off on.
Hurry, it's gonna drip.
Oh. Fires. Oh.
There we go.
So gross.
As we're battling, I'm thinking
Drew.
what needs
What?
or not.
She started an oil leak.
Oh my! I can feel it through my sleeve.
Ew.
Gross. So Jakar, he runs to cover and then fires off a couple blaster fires and hits a security droid that is one, right? Yep. A security droid that lived through the explosion, dealing a bunch of damage. It's not completely taken down, but it is heavily damaged. Next is a player turn with the 3 advantages. Oh! I did it wrong. It should have been one of you 2 first. And then it goes to card. So we'll do that next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did I've got your card with me. Why don't you take the first turn there and get in to see what you can do
Okay.
Okay.
if you want. Hey, you don't have to. I don't want to be bossy.
Oh, it's what I was planning on doing.
Okay. So you can see the shields go down. You can see a group of trees that you can probably sneak through on your way to the barracks. When you... And then you can see the kind of a path in front of you for that.
And I go to the barracks that I had been staying in before, hoping that I can see. They have small windows. I can.
No, there's no windows on any of the buildings.
Okay. But then I will. Yes.
You can see, once you get to this point right here, you can see that there are a group of people, of slaves, moving over here. And in the distance you can hear blaster fire, which you probably assume is your companions.
But if I can
Let's
see
see.
the slave carts already,
Yep.
then I am going to run towards the first one because I'm thinking they are not in the barracks anymore.
You're moving towards here.
Yes. Is that
There is a group of guards that are escorting said individuals. You'll need to be stealthy if you don't want to be seen.
I don't want to be seen. No.
You might be able to squeeze against the side of this building. Here.
Pink Panther style?
Yep.
Yes, I will try that. I will.
As you get close to the building, the familiar smell of engine grease that that permeated the slave camp from before is coming from this building. You assume this is probably where they moved the machine shop that they had. It was a salvage operation that they were trying to build up.
I'm also just because I want to be prepared. I have a small knife
Mhm.
that I'm going to keep in my my side.
It is
And
readily
already
available for you.
2 advantages.
Oh, you need to do
Oh.
a 2 purple dice as well.
Oh, not good.
Oh. Yep. The
So that's just cancelled. Oh well.
you have advantage on that, but you have. So her roll has 3 failures, 1 threat, and then there are 2 advantages. You can spend the leftover advantage to recover strain. Did you take any yet?
I have.
Okay. You can recover 1 strain from the advantage, but you are spotted. All right.
Doc, run in the opposite direction.
You're going to try and go around the other way?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just notate that by going like this, and that will be your turn for now. Next, we've got the troopers and the droids.
What kind of droids?
They are security droids, but they are not the models that were mentioned in the report. They are like
Freeze gun droid.
yeah. They are renovated assassin droids. Yeah.
Otherwise known as rad.
Rads.
It works.
Yeah.
They're totally rad.
Radical dude.
So this is where the land speeder and the slaves from this group are. You. And he is going to book it between the buildings to try and get over here as quick as possible. He will have to take a no, I'm just lining him back up.
Whoa!
He's gonna have to take a piloting check here. What did I do with all my dice? There they are. They're over there. This is gonna be difficult. He might crash. The land speeder skids across that building with a resounding scraping sound, and it shakes you about. But he's able to bring the land speeder to this middle area where the stormtroopers all dismount the vehicles. You are left kind of trapped here.
And there's 10 of us on there, right?
There are 10.
Okay. Cool.
This right here, he will take a couple shots. The stormtroopers are trying to figure out what's going on. This one that saw you hoofs it this way and comes around the corner. He takes a wild shot as he rounds the corner. And misses.
Wow, what a wild shot.
Yep.
Wow!
Not
Wild!
a
Yeah, wild.
This one makes his way this way and does not see you two. The droid will take a shot at Jakar. He hits him, but he's not going to go past his soak. So he does minimal blaster fire to him on an eventful player DM turn. So we will move on to the last player turn, which would be Thorn.
All right, so I'm still over here in the corner with Jakar and the droid, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got my sword. We're gonna have to go after the droid. We got to go through him to get to him. To get
Yep.
into the thing.
You're able to get there pretty quickly. One movement. Because you were already ready and he was not. So swing away. You're going to add your engagement range, so 2 purple die.
I'm verifying that my 5 brawn is going to be 3 green and 2 yellow because I got 2 ranks in.
Yep. In your vibro sword.
Yeah.
Get it.
Shake him before you put him in the shaker.
Hey.
You gotta charge him up.
Pull it in a shake.
Blow on him.
Yeah.
Blank. That crosses out that. 1, 2 there. That crosses out that, so we don't need any of those. I'm left with 3 successes.
Ooh.
You take a bit off from him, but no significant damage was dealt.
Needed to cleave through him so I can keep going.
You take off bits of Durasteel, and he sparks a little bit, but it seems still operational.
As Jakar and I stand next to each other, I can see this building here. I'm going to ask him, are all these filled with people? Does he know?
He wouldn't know at this time. He's
Well, right, but
Yeah.
typically.
They might. Yeah, he said that those buildings before when you were talking with him. He stated that that would be where the buildings are. That
I'm going to have a
people
hard
are
time
housed.
with my motivations because I've got a thing against people being slaves, and if it's going to be hard for me to get out with just one.
Yeah, I can see that.
I miss where the well was. Is it right in the center?
The well is going to be over here.
Okay.
These black marks here are what look like heating stations. Gets pretty cold on this world at times.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. We go back to the top, which ends up being where I messed up. Because
Yeah.
there were 3 triumphs.
Corey.
So it's going to be a player turn.
God.
And then Jakar. So who wants to go first?
It doesn't matter for me. I'll go. And did he round the corner?
Yeah, he's looking at you from around the corner.
Peekaboo.
Mm-hmm.
Just one.
Yep.
I'm keeping. I'll try to stay one step ahead, and I'm going to run towards the other side of the building.
Around here?
Yeah.
Okay. You dash around. I assume you're going up this way?
Oh yes.
Okay, you make it to here and you can see a land speeder filled with slaves shackled to a familiar sight, a barge land speeder with a center column that has slaves shackled. Give me what's perception?
I think it's perception.
I know, but it's charisma, right?
Cunning.
Or cunning, sorry. So you get 2 yellow dice for this, and then you're going to make it a easy task. So 1 purple die added on to that.
Okay.
So give me a perception.
Alright, I have.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You recognize her. You can see Ahsoka on this barge.
Okay.
Shackled right next to a Twi'lek. And
Alright.
some other humans, another alien.
How many guards are on the barge?
There's no guards on the barge right now. They are trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, we have to pause the gameplay for a second. Someone in chat has activated one of our chat rewards for viewing long enough. It is called Shoot the Nerf Ball at the Game Master.
I didn't know about this.
The Game Master, under the table you will find 1 Coke can.
Oh boy.
Please balance that on your head. Stage manager, please grab the Nerf blaster from offset and fire 1 round from off behind the curtain there somewhere and see if you can get that off of our Game Master's head.
That's the scariest sound.
Please,
Oh my
Kevin,
God!
I would like to people to see
Cover your eyes,
exactly.
cover your eyes.
No, I'm just gonna close them.
Don't worry. I'm gonna take a test shot and see how well it works.
Oh, it works well.
He's calibrating.
The sight's really
I'm
good.
just gonna back up.
He's gonna get a blue dot.
No,
on
I'm
this.
like, I get.
Cover the eyeballs.
Sit around so it pose right.
Just do it.
Maybe next time. Maybe, that happens once per stream. Once per stream, one shot. We'll see if we get it next time. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Game Master Corey, please resume play.
As you were.
What are we doing? It's a player's turn.
She just found her buddy.
She just found her buddy. Let's see if they notice you. Oh, girl. Okay. Where is that card? I accidentally lost it for a second. Sorry. Give me just a moment.
It's almost like you were shot at.
Right.
Let's see.
Something stressful just happened.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope. That's not lucky. They notice you! Or, did you want to be sneaky as you're doing this, or are you
No.
just going
nothing.
for it?
If I took a look to
Oh,
see
yeah.
if there were any guards,
They're
the
not.
guards.
These guards came over this way. Sorry.
So if there is no need for me to be sneaky.
Yep.
I'm just going to run.
Okay. And they notice you. Run across there. Hey!
Hop into the driver's seat of the barge.
Nice.
Yes! Commandeer?
Sure.
Yeah, I love commandeer.
If there was nobody there, right?
Nope, there's no one there.
Change of
Keys are in the ignition.
Yes.
Let's see.
Do I recognize that?
I feel like I just got shot in the head.
Do I see her get in the car?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hey! I don't know if she recognizes me, but
I have no idea who you are.
It was the lady you met at the cantina.
I went into the back to wash
Wash
dishes.
dishes!
Oh,
Yeah, she was dishwasher. I'm the one that would recognize
oh,
her.
right.
That's
Right,
right.
I've got
I'll just say
other
hey to
buddies.
you anyway.
You might recognize me because you saw me, but I did not engage with you.
Oh, that's okay. I feel like we have more pressing matters. Let's chat later.
Do you have any type of piloting or that's a skill, right?
Yep.
Piloting it.
Piloting planetary space, I do not have either of those.
What's the base for piloting?
Oh, no.
Agility.
Agility. You got any in agility?
Well, luckily for you,
Oh man.
these are easy to operate speeders. They're land speeders. So,
Zero.
but you do have a trailer. So you need to. You're towing. So add a black and a purple die.
And my one in for
Yep.
okay. And this is piloting.
Yes.
What do we got?
She
Two
burns.
blanks.
She burns.
A blank.
Yeah.
Two
She burns rocket fuel and she's gone. Nice. What are you taking it?
Driving. I try to drive it around the building here, and towards
You're taking it.
well, we were going to go towards the well, but I am going to go out. Try to, since I have so many, out of the barrack, the area.
Okay, so you make it to here by the end of your
Whoa!
turn.
My
As you're
cheeks are
looking
like,
around. That is that turn.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Commandeering vehicles.
Grand Theft Auto.
It's almost like blowing them up.
Yep. Chikar fires off. Ooh, a blaster to the security droid. You are right next to it, and then the blaster fire just goes ping, ping, right next to him, and and he gets a headshot.
Nice.
Yeah. That droid goes down. Scrap metal, arm kind of flailing around as it goes down.
Good job, little fella.
Aw.
And he runs up behind you as this is gone. And he moves to the side of the building. And now it is GM's turn. Yay! Hey, what's going on here? As he comes around the corner and is at short range.
Hey, what do you do?
Oh, no time to aim. So I'm gonna get
She's like,
4 successes, 1 triumph against you.
Okay.
A blaster fire comes at you. Ooh, close range. What's your soak?
6.
Yeah, you don't care. It just makes you more mad.
yeah.
Your
take-
soak is
You two
your soak
take
is 6.
Yeah.
you do take
That's
1
why I
point of
chose this guy.
strength.
Mine's 2.
What's that?
You take
Do I
1 point
have
of
any?
strength
Well,
as you
I have
just kind of
2.
take the shot.
I have 0.
it's because my brawn is so big.
Is soak just equal to your brawn?
Plus,
Yo.
it was plus something else. It was brawn plus something else.
Like I'm wearing heavy clothes,
Oh, okay.
and that's what gives me my soak.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's like equipment and stats combined to make your
Nice,
stat
nice,
in some
nice.
way.
Cool, cool.
I don't remember. I don't
You
want to
dare
look up the
fire
rule right
upon
now. Well, and this one, they turn, go that way. This one, he's just lost. He lost you. He's so far
Just picture
behind.
the John Travolta meme.
Yep.
Walks in the room. Yeah, exactly.
Did she go this way, maybe? I should have just left it go wherever it rolled. All right. So, I think you know what to do.
Yes.
Because that's what's left.
All right. So there's a guy right next to us.
Yep, so you move into engagement range.
Now this is a stormtrooper.
Yes.
This is another droid.
No.
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Let's get to chopping. Triumph! One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. The triumph, and 1 disadvantage. That would have been left.
So, you sever his hand as you chop to his side. He's holding the blaster and you chop his hand off from here.
Oh.
Sorry, I guess I'm all
Trigger
That's a
hand.
Star Wars trope. Chopped off
Amputation.
We gotta have at least one.
per episode.
One hand chopped off at least per episode. We missed one the first episode.
Was it his blaster hand or not?
Yes, because he's holding his blaster like this, and you come across the side, chop into his hand and into his blaster.
Nice.
His hand is
Good.
unusable.
So I don't have to worry about him anymore.
Nope.
We just push him out of the way.
Just hit him with his own hand.
Brutal.
yourself. Sister, beat yourself. No, but yeah.
Brutal.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push right through him.
He falls to the ground against the wall, clutching his wrist. The blaster falls to his side as well.
So
No longer a threat.
As he's through now I can probably have a good view of the yard.
Yes. You come around the corner and you can see several stormtroopers trying to figure out what's going on. 3 of them are coming in your direction.
Okay.
We will use that to represent the 3 guards that are on your on their way that way.
On the way that way.
You can see, as you come around this corner, this is also happening the same time that Tiana absconds with the vehicle and the other slaves. So you can see her jump into this speeder, spin around, pull Yui, and start going out.
Okay.
So you have that information. That speeder was in a visible area right over here. Actually, it wasn't at first, but when she came out and did a spin and like kicked up a bunch of dust, that's when you saw it. And she pulled you and came out.
I see 3 of them coming at me. I see a couple more in the yard. Did we go over how many were in this place before we came in?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't think we did.
Jakara, how many are in this place?
Probably about 15, 20.
Just checking.
Guards, probably some security droids as well.
Sure. Okay.
So that's it, right?
I shopped and I pushed, so I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Good turn. After that, we go back to the top order, which is you or you,
The crazy getaway driver.
crazy getaway driver.
That's not a bad thing.
I think
I
it's
don't know
okay.
if the shields are going to come back up, but I have a lot more than I had planned. So we are going out of the range.
You're escaping.
Yes.
Give me one more pilot
Oh, I
shot.
was wondering what she was doing.
Oh yeah, we really want to keep
She
that.
won't. She doesn't eat them.
Yeah,
okay,
I
good.
thought she
Carries
was
them
like chewing
around.
on her lip or something.
And I'm pretty certain that if Nerf balls were killing dogs all across the country, like
Yeah.
thed get recalled.
Yeah, we still
you hear
will.
something.
They probably can. pass them.
Moving forward, we will be cleaning all Nerf balls immediately.
Susie likes to chew on balls.
Sponsored by Nerf.
Alright.
We have Nerf guns on our
Same as
wish list.
before.
Yes. Although you can leave the black dye out.
Okay. I have one.
We're gonna cause some damage. You're gonna hit one of those trees in front of you. You cause some severe damage to the land speeder, but you're able to continue out.
Keep going.
Yeah, you're just not going at a very fast pace anymore.
Try to hit some stormtroopers on your way out.
They are not in my way.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't know.
Did I see her driving away?
Yes.
Because she's
Yeah. So
gonna be pretty far.
Yeah, back when you turned this corner, when you chopped that guy's hand off,
Yeah.
you saw her spin the land speeder around to turn it around. You saw her in the driver's seat and a bunch of slaves, and then the stormtroopers going nuts, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. These ones are going towards the shields. These ones are trying to chase the land speeder, although they're on foot now, not on. And she's just tearing away.
Okay.
You hear a pretty loud crashing sound and
Okay.
going off in that direction.
Well, no matter what, I'm going to have to go through these 3 guys coming out, but I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to go from there. Anyway.
So yeah, you moved forward, and then you are pretty much outside of the shields now.
Okay.
Your buddy comes around the corner, fires off a couple shots, aiming.
Ooh.
We'll add another. He's in a longer range. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's a lot. He does some damage.
That's a lot.
He hits a stormtrooper pretty good. Doesn't take him down though.
Alright.
Couple blaster shots. Ow. That hurt. Now, after that is the bad guys. They move closer. It's a group of 3 of them. And they fire. They moved in. Don't get those dice. Jakar is hit and is shot in the arm.
Not
Left
shot
arm.
through the heart.
Not shot through the heart. Oh, no.
Who's to blame?
Shot through the heart. No, okay. He just gets shot in the arm. and it makes him swing a little bit. But he is still on his feet and fighting.
Good.
Several other blaster fires sail over your head. Back. Now it's your turn, because you're the last one to go. Right? Because we had her turn, then Jakark's turn, then the DM's turn, and now it's your turn.
Yeah.
You haven't gone yet this round.
Right.
Time for some vibro sword action.
Time for some action.
So you move into a close range with the 3 stormtroopers. Swing away.
3.
Yes. Yes.
That's nothing.
3.
Oh.
Oh,
This.
add a black die as one of them tries to interfere with your attack.
Setback.
Uh-oh.
Alright. Disadvantage, advantage, disadvantage, advantage.
Oh boy.
We got a lot going on here. Hold on a second. Let's see that one. Oh, okay. Those two cancel each other. That's nice. This one and this one will cancel this one. Good. So 2 successes and a disadvantage.
2 successes and a disadvantage. And then you have +2 on top of that. So you're not going to get through their your vibro sword. They are able to kind of keep their range away from you. So
Stupid.
you swing,
Stupid last guy of the game.
swing, don't quite connect. Okay.
I'm very disappointed in myself.
Process that later.
Yeah, I'll process that later.
Back to the top of the order.
Uh,
You're just going to drive out.
well, as soon as I'm outside of the normal barrier area, I will stop and I should be able to disconnect the passengers, the
Mhm.
barge. Yes.
Do you have any type of skullduggery?
I just love saying it.
It's a good word.
No, I don't have skullduggery.
Then you would use what's it? Skullduggery? Agility or
Cunning.
Cunning. You'd use
yeah,
cunning.
Cunning.
I have 2 cunning.
All right, and this is going to be a average check. So add 2 purple dice to it.
Niles is a cunning linguist.
Oh. Ah. That.
I lost one.
Yeah, I can
Good
see
for
it in the
Niles.
back
Good
corner.
for Niles.
Oh my gosh. Can you? I can't even see.
I bet
what
that
it
gets in
is.
places.
Just bend it back. I think you can find.
Also may have
It's
had something
nothing.
to do with the incident.
So neutral. Yeah.
Cunning.
So you're not able to get it right away,
You have to
but
really enunciate
um,
that, so.
try again. Sorry.
I have no.
Nope. You're struggling to unlock it, and this time, the security overrides kick in, or the security fail-safes kick in. You're gonna need to spend some more time doing this. It might be better to try and drive away a little bit further.
Okay.
So now that we're back at the top of the order, she just
She's
took
the
a
top.
thing. So you're
Sounds like a baseball game.
Top of the order.
Top of the order, swing away, son. All right.
Short range aiming. Oh yes. Oh yes. So we got some advantages. 2 advantages, 2 successes. We're gonna do a damage to. We're gonna hit a couple blaster shots to a stormtrooper. That stormtrooper goes down. Oh! Now you're left with 2 stormtroopers.
Now there were 2.
Yep. And then we have the 2 stormtroopers. They lose that.
Come on, Larry. Come on, Mo. Bring it.
Your soak is. Oh shoot! I'm supposed to roll that. Yep. Your soak is 5,
6.
6.
He's a tank. Like literally.
You take They swing at you there with the blasters. Take a couple shots. You just beast it. You're so mad you don't even feel it.
I'm more mad about missing
did.
Lester than them shooting at me.
Get here! Get over here! So you're in rage mode, and you don't even feel it. The blaster shots coming bouncing off from you. You take one, but you do take 1 point of strain.
All right.
How much strain do you have left?
Out of 12, I am down 9.
I don't know how I'm gonna hurt.
Down 2-9, or you
I
have
need to-
3 remaining?
I have 3 remaining.
Wow.
Ow.
That's some exertion.
That is.
Liable to pass out soon.
Liable. I'm still going.
All right, so that makes it to the top of the order again. No, you
You
have
bottom
the
of the
chop.
order's me.
Bottom order.
All right, choppy choppy.
Yes.
What am I doing with this black die? Is that staying in here?
No, you can get rid of that.
Come on.
I'm talking to the dice now.
Yeah.
Do better.
Do better. Success, disadvantage.
Learn to roll.
Proud.
Takes that out. All right, so 1, 2 successes, 3 successes, and 2 advantages.
You do some damage. You bust through the cheap plastic armor that all stormtroopers have, right?
Yeah.
It's just heat resistant. It's not vibro sword resistant, so it just chops. You just chop right into it. You connect, and that one drops. He's not dead, but he is severely incapacitated. And
That's
you
when you
cleave
just kick him to the ground.
into his arm.
and then
yeah.
you go to the next one.
Yes,
You
he
can't
is no
spend time.
longer a threat. He is no longer a threat.
So 2 down now?
2 down now.
How many are left?
She's
Uh,
driving away.
Deuces.
I stopped.
Let's go ahead, and try this
more time.
again. Yep. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Alright, I have 3 advantages.
Oh! Clink.
Ah, my God. Okay.
Everybody, the center restraint is free, but everybody is still shackled with their individual cuffs.
Alright, unload. Well, I can stay there for the moment, but the barge is separate from the mechanism that drives.
Mm-hmm. So it's a land speeder, and there is a extra hover platform that they're attached to.
Okay, so I take the hover speeder and I go back inside. I leave them where they are.
Okay.
So
You could probably try to because you've
Bust
got
out of it 'cause it's so Yeah, if I could try to finagle my way out of
You've
this,
got
for sure.
actual skullduggery, and
I
you
do.
actually might know how to actually pop these locks.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
maybe
why
I
don't you
should-
go ahead and
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Okay, so what is it? 2 green and a yellow for rank?
Yep.
Okay, and then is it difficult?
It is this.
Average?
No, this would be an easy one for
so,
you.
So this is the pool that I'm rolling. Is this correct?
This is yes.
Okay.
This is.
Alright, nothing I haven't done before. I got 1 threat, 3 successes, and 1 advantage.
All right. So the threat and the yep. You pop your locks.
I pop, lock, and drop it
Yep. Like a magic trick.
like a boss.
And then
I would-
several
yeah, I would-
slaves start.
Oh
just-
yeah, I would do that for sure.
All right. So you spend a little bit of time just popping.
Pop, locking,
Pop,
and dropping.
lock,
Yeah.
and dropping.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Thorn.
Random voice.
Thank you, Lord.
Thanks, subconscious.
Jakart says we might want to split. Come
The
on.
last one?
What? No, there's more stormtroopers coming.
All right.
You can see them.
There's more. More death will happen. We'll
He
get
takes
there.
a couple shots and hits the stormtrooper that's that you're engaging, and that stormtrooper takes a pretty solid shot.
Okay.
And the stormtrooper swings back at you.
Well, bring it, homie.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to have this. Ah!
I like your war cry.
Nope. Wimp. Just nothing. You're able to just push him away.
Oh no, I'm gonna kick him away because that's more dramatic.
Nice.
Kick away. It's your turn.
All right, let's go. We'll go back.
You're splitting? You don't want to finish this one stormtrooper off who's already injured?
Dang you, Corey!
You don't want... He's already...
I feel the lust. I need to finish him.
Yes! Yeah.
I need to finish him. Finish him.
With your lust, add a blue die.
Yes. Lust for killing.
Oh, that sucks. It came out blank.
That's what happens every time I get a movie.
Same. Is it weighted?
Yeah.
You are canceled. You're canceled. You and you are canceled. That leaves me with 2 successes and 3 advantages.
Oh, yeah. How are you swinging? Like, what's your motion? What are you aiming for?
Oh, I'd probably go for the head just to get it done quick, so we can get out of here.
Nice, clean swing, just between the helmet and the shoulders.
Yes.
It even kind of skids across the shoulder plates, and it nicks on the far side the strap that holds on the shoulder pauldron, and that the head pops off and the shoulder pauldron gets pulled off from with your vibro sword in a satisfying swipe.
Ah, there. Now we can.
Blood. You split.
A split and then a split.
Yeah, you split his
So
head from his body.
I can see there's more coming towards me.
Yes.
All right.
There's at least.
All right, we'll leave.
Yeah, and they start firing shots at you as you are dramatically running into the foliage.
Dramatic.
Oh, how much of this did I see before?
Oh yeah, when you came around.
Yeah.
So as you drive this way, you can see. You hear the battle fight. You don't see very much. Where are you heading to?
Oh, I was heading back towards where I last saw Thorn.
Okay, so you come this way and you see the stormtroopers rushing this way as these ones take their final turns. You would probably miss them going this way because they split now. You see them running up this way. You see a bunch of other stormtroopers. What are you going to do about that?
There are other stormtroopers now coming,
Yep.
and I can't see Thorn.
Mm-mm.
I come back. I go back to where I was.
Okay. So you make your way back to the slaves as Toa finishes up on freeing the last few slaves. By the way, we're no longer in initiative order. This is the end. That's the end of the combat. So if you're doing stuff, if you want to just do stuff, do stuff.
All right. We'll probably head out. I'll tell him to head out north. And we'll see if we can meet up with her on the side.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to leave them behind. I reattach the barge
Mm-hmm.
and then start going towards the front where I last saw them. So coming around this way and going.
Yeah. In a haste, you reattach. You have to move quickly because stormtroopers are hot on your tail.
I would help if I could.
Yes,
Yeah, I would.
you absolutely do.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and make the roll for her to reattach everything.
Okay, what do I roll?
Mechanics or something like that?
Mechanics or something like
so I
that.
add
Intelligence, yeah.
or just 2.
It's easy.
With
One
the
purple. Yep.
2 advantages, 1 success, and 2 threats.
Easy.
So I did it.
Yeah.
Just barely.
But you did it.
I did it!
You did it under strain. And you
Oh, yeah.
reattached the trailer to the land speeder. Just as stormtroopers are going around.
And we meet up with them?
Are you jumping on the last speeder bike to catch up with them, or are
Yes.
you doing it by foot?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, we would have used the one that we didn't blow up.
Okay. So you jump on the speeder bike just as more stormtroopers are chasing you back down, and they take some shots and some. You hear the sound of more speeder bikes coming up behind you.
Oh no.
And so do you.
As I said, they're coming around.
Give me a couple piloting skills from both of you. Or if you want to take over piloting, I don't know if you have that.
Oh, you did see me run into the trees.
I did see that. I can certainly try.
I don't know who has the better of the skills.
It's agility, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a 2. Okay, I'll try. Is it?
It's 2 purple. It's average.
Okay, so.
We're gonna add a setback die, so put a black die in there too.
I'm proud. Oh, the black die was blank.
Jake, you're gonna add a black die as well.
I got it.
Okay. I got 2 threats, but I also got 2 advantages and 1 success.
Okay, you're
I'm
able to
thinking
pilot
outside the
this.
box here.
Yes.
I ended up with 1 threat.
One threat. Okay. The speeder from the blast it took earlier is a little slowed down. So the other speeder bikes are starting to catch up with you. And that is where we'll call it for tonight.
Okay. Very
We
good.
just sat down.
Right?
Come on!
Okay,
I need more
so
bloodshed!
at the conclusion of our gameplay portion here, Game Master Corey, could you give us a few
Yes.
major plot points that happened?
Niles was able to uncover a lot of information regarding the laboratory and their plans. But he still has more to unravel with the information that he has. The key information is their developments with carbonite. And the locations of different facilities, including and a list of the employees, essentially the staff members.
Mm-hmm.
You have an arrangement to meet with Nichols later on in the day, so we don't want to forget that for next time. You're going to be meeting with Nichols. We also make a note. We can handle this later. We need to talk about your income and your money situation.
One point of interest, what was my handler's name with Kuat Drive Yards? I suppose I could go back and watch the film.
Throwback. Tamri.
Tamri, gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm just making a note that I want
Tamri
to
Doraemon.
reach out to him next scenario. So.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's where Niles stands at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana and Thorn met back up with their friend, their new friend, Jakar. And they made plans to try and free as many slaves as they could. A wild and crazy plan involving using a speeder as an explosive.
Ha! Diversions!
Yes, to blow up the shield generator and controls. Their plan went off pretty much without a hitch, but Tiana improvised a little bit and jumped into the land speeder and drove off with a swarm of now free slaves.
Nice.
One of them being Toa, who was just recently abducted, saved from a cruel fate. Yay!
Yay!
And now you are trying to escape. Thorn and Jakart are being pursued. Threat looming. And that wraps up everything.
That's got our recap there. Okay, thank you very much, Game Master Corey.
Hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Oh, I skipped a bit.
Oh, what do you got?
When you guys left the settlement B, you were attacked by bounty hunters.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Took care of
happened
that.
today.
Yeah, Thorn took care of that real quick.
Thorn and the Vibrasword.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chop, chop.
Yes.
Good band name.
That a hundred
Thorn and the Vibrasword.
Closer to our
That's good because these bikes aren't going to be worth nothing. I already blew one up. So this other one's like be worth enough. We saved you. We're going to be getting a discount.
We'll see about that. You're not there yet. We'll do that next session.
Yep, you can talk once you meet up because you're separated right now.
I know. We're getting.
So is that it
That's
for
it for
recap?
everything. I'm sorry. I
No,
just
no
wanted
worries.
to make sure that,
That
we
is
covered
our-
everything.
Recap portion. Now we're going to move on to our announcements section here. Firstly, I want to announce that Niles Chesterton and Emmy Rubug, or Kyle and Emily, have officially gotten engaged. As of
Hey, Kyle.
the wedding will be in 6 months. We're going to be honeymooning in Scotland, and I wanted to give a big thank you to our friend, Mr. J. Benjamin. If you want to get your special someone something nice and don't want to pay a price that's out of this world, call J. Benjamin at 734-266-8200. So thank you very much for setting us up with a great ring that came in under my budget.
Nice.
Yeah.
And let's see
Great.
here. Next, we're going to move into a new section that we're calling Fan Art of the Week.
Fan out of the week!
Yeah! This week's Fan Art of the Week was made by Elemental Jesta. And I'm going to get up and walk towards the camera here, because I think I can kind of see.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Look
that'll
at that.
be posted.
And this was posted in our Discord fan art section. You can see our Discord info in our Twitch channel there. So please join us. We've got a very nice, friendly, growing community with all kinds of exciting stuff going on.
We will be also jumping on several other platforms moving forward as well.
Yep. So please join us there. It'll be very fun. Next, I want to talk about Droid 5UZ4. Come here. Good girl.
It's the baby.
And so everyone knows, Susie was donated to me by the organization Canines for Change. Canines for Change is a nonprofit out of Grand Ledge, Michigan, and they train service animals for disabled veterans, children with epilepsy and autism. And they donated Susie to me at the cost of $10,000 to them.
Wow.
That's how much training goes in to getting a legitimate state certified service animal, and she's able to do things like wake me up when I'm having nightmares and interrupt me if I'm getting upset, and she is well behaved in public at all times and can go anywhere with me.
Yay.
So, if you would like to help us support Canines for Change, they have been hit extremely hard by the coronavirus. They've had a number of their contracts with schools canceled just because of the virus, and they need your help. So if you could go to caninesforchange.org, that's canines spelled out with a C, you can learn how to get involved there, or give Dr. Nikki Brown, the director of Canines for Change, a call at 517-712-8066. They're always looking for monetary help, and if you're local in the area, they're looking for volunteers, for people to do things like be puppy raisers and help train dogs at training classes. So if you can get involved and help, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so and then our last thing tonight is we've got one memorabilia item off of our Amazon wish list. You can. We've got the Dropship Cast Amazon wish list. We're gonna do a better job about posting that publicly. But if you would like to help us decorate the Michigan basement, you will have your package opened on stream, and you will be thanked.
Gauge.
And your item will be used to decorate the Michigan basement.
I'm gonna get a bigger can so that next time you get shot at, I'm not at the big target. What do we got? Hopefully not another Nerf gun.
One of the
Grocery bag. Yes.
grocery bags.
That's what we want!
Is that what they're using for packaging now? Just,
Hey.
It is
Ooh.
Return of the Jedi speeder bike.
Oh, the Hot Wheels one.
The Hot Wheels speeder bike.
Can we see that?
And
Yeah.
this is from
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's really
Lance
cool.
Bradley. Thank you so much, Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Lance.
Thanks, Lance.
Very good.
Thanks, Lance.
All right,
And
ladies.
we can use
Lance
this for kitty
Bradley.
litter.
Yeah. No, they're good Susie bags.
Yeah. There you go. 2 gifts in 1.
All right, so that is going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch the Dropship every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come and join us next week. We look forward to seeing all of you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye.
And take care.
Bye. Goodbye. I'm gonna just keep making movements.